look inside, you see the bubbles. Today's activity is so much fun, you're going to need to wear safety goggles. If they're not fitting quite right, they do slide out and slide in to make them longer or shorter if you need to. All right, you are going to work with your own container, I hope. I've ordered some and they haven't come yet, so hopefully you'll have your own container. You might have to share, we'll have to see. And in your bucket, you're going to get a package of Alka Seltzers. Be careful when you open this so you don't break them. They're just easier to work with when you keep them as a circle, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put some water in your film canister. What is a film canister?
Taking pictures 20 years ago, you had to buy a roll of film, open the camera, put the film inside the camera, take your 24 pictures, take the film back out of the camera, then put the roll of film into a canister to protect it, and then take the film to a local film developer who prints it out into pictures. You've seen one of these in the 1980s movie Back to the Future.
How much water? Hold it up to the light. I'm gonna look around, make sure it's clear. I'm gonna drop it in there, snap the cap, turn it upside down. Woo! That was quick. Pick up the Alka Seltzer because it's reusable. Give it a shake, let it drip off, and then put it in a dry spot and get your canister, because we're doing this again. It seems that some of the caps fit better than others. Well, we know that for sure. A way to test it is to snap it on tight and then give this part a squeeze. And if it pops off that easily because of the pressure, it's not gonna work very well. Okay, so here's another one that I'm squeezing and it's not coming off. I'm not trying to break it. I'm just giving it a good squeeze. It's not coming off. Another important factor, even if it has a good cap on it, is it needs to be dry. If the cap is wet and then you put it on here, it's gonna be slippery and then it won't build up as much pressure. So using the dropper, and it's important that you practice getting it all the way on, all the way around so it's tight. Now the top of the canister is dry and the cap is dry, which means it's gonna make a nice tight fit there. So we are now ready, and we wanna have one person drop the tablet and the other person pop the cap on there and then flip it over. Make sure you practice all the way down so it's on there nice and snug all the way.
Drop and pop.
Okay, so we drop
And pop.
pop and back away. If you look inside, you see the bubbles. We're gonna pull this out and save it. Shake it off. We can use it again. A lot of water in here, and I find that it just does better when everything is dry. So just the middle part is dry because that's where the canister is gonna go. Now we need to go ahead and refill the canister. All right, I'm gonna see what I need to do. Dry off
The top.
the top
And
of the
make sure you
canister.
dry off the cap too, because
Yeah,
it works
that's
better
right.
when it's dry.
Definitely better when it's dry. More friction, which means more pressure buildup. All right, and we're gonna say
Drop
drop,
and
you
pop.
drop, I
Flip,
pop the cap.
and then you wait until it pops.
I see the gas pressure building. Building, can't take it anymore. Get me out of here. Pressure, 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 pressure.
And then it.
Boom! Woo! Now look, we still have some tablet left, so we could do a third launch off of just one tablet. Put this in a dry spot, dry everything up.
You have to make sure this is dry and the top of this is dry too. Drop it, pop it, turn it.
There you go. It's leaking a little bit, but I think it might still. Yeah, you missed it. It popped, but my alarm on my phone went off, so it stopped recording. It's all good. Practice snapping it and flipping it. It's important to dry everything off. So make sure the cap is nice and dry. Make sure the rim of the canister is nice and dry. That's gonna provide good friction between those two, tight fit. And make sure your bucket is dry in the place where you're gonna put it. All of those have definitely helped make these work much better. Today we discovered that the large bottle cap makes a great launch pad because rather than having to dry out the entire wet area in the bucket there, you could just dry off the top of the bottle cap. So it's faster, less work. And then when you're ready to launch, you just set it on top like that. So this team just put 1/4 water, which means it's got more space for the gas to spread out and pressure to build up. It takes longer, which makes it more exciting.
Yeah, the more water it has.
Smaller bottle caps also work, but when you're in a hurry flipping this, it's kind of challenging to balance it correctly. So big bottle caps, definitely better. We also learned that if you put a small piece of tablet in there, it will create gas, but it might not create enough gas or pressure to blow the top off. So it's better to put the whole tablet in there, and then whatever does not get used, you can pull out and you can use it again. So it's definitely better to use too much than it is to use not enough tablet. And then if all you have left at the end is a little piece, then go ahead and try it and see what happens because there's nothing to lose there. If you've tried drying everything off and it still is a dud, then let me know and I'll just give you a different film canister.